Hello and welcome. I'm Tauni at Yoga 413, and today I'm going to be leading you in a total body, good for everyday yoga practice. I really hope you enjoy it. When you're ready, we're going to begin down on our backs with knees bent. Taking the feet a little bit wider than your hips, collapse the knees in to support each other. Let's just place our hands on our midsection and take a nice big breath in. And then exhale, let it all go. Begin to find that long, steady rhythm of your breath. Setting a personal intention for your practice, for your time on the mat. Knowing you are strong, you are beautiful, and you are capable. And don't ever forget that. We're going to take our arms up like goalposts, separate the knees, and begin to drop side to side with a gentle twist. Starting to gently awaken the body with movement. Let's drop the knees one more time to each side. And then move the hands to your sides. Bringing the feet in line with the hips, knees over ankles. Begin to press the hips up for a gentle bridge pose. And then as you exhale, slowly lower back to the mat. Again, inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. So beginning to awaken all the muscles around the spine, into the hips. Now we're going to lift our hips up into that bridge. Begin to gently walk the shoulders together and down. And let's just hold here. Continue that long, steady breath. Then releasing the hips to the mat, hug the knees into the chest, and begin to circle your ankles. Switching that direction. And now we're going to start to rock forward and back. So we're going to gain a little bit of momentum. This always feels good for me on my back. And then come up. Let's find our sits bones, toes connected to the mat. Maybe you continue to hold on, maybe you release, keeping that back nice and straight. Staying right here, or maybe lifting one or both feet up off the mat into boat pose. And then let's come forward and come onto all fours. So we're going to stretch our wrists today. We're going to turn our fingers out, and I invite you to just gently rock side to side. And just see how that feels. And now we're going to make this just a little bit deeper, and we're going to rotate the fingers towards us. And then gently move back and forward. So this is really small. We're just getting a nice stretch here for our wrist. And again, you're never forcing your body anywhere it doesn't want to go. Now find your edge, find that stretch, and pause. We're going to rotate those fingers back forward. Take the toes down into the mat and walk back, dropping your hips onto your heels. Let's roll those wrists. Good. Reach the arms up over your head. Bend that right arm, take the hand to the center of the back. Gentle stretch here for the triceps. Might start to notice that stretch in your feet right about now. Let's switch arms. Lift up, come back forward. Let's gently just tap the tops of the feet onto the mat. I don't know about y'all, but that is always a pretty intense stretch for my feet. All right, let's find stability here on all fours, moving into bird dog pose, extending the right arm forward and left leg back, keeping that back nice and straight and really lengthen. Begin to switch sides. The toes are pointing down towards the mat, pressing through that heel. Coming back to all fours, begin to flow through cow and cat, opening the heart, exhale, round the spine. Again, at your own pace. You're always welcome to close your eyes. Really connect the breath with movement of the body. Finding that neutral spine, send the hips back, child's pose. Begin to rise up, come forward, gently lower all the way down to the mat. Extending the legs behind you, press all 10 toes into the mat and lift the heart for cobra. Coming down, keeping the knees on the mat, press your arms straight. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Gently pedaling out your feet, spreading your fingers wide. And then find down dog, find stillness. Find that length all down the back of the body. Moving into one-leg dog, begin to lift the right leg up. Take a nice full stretch. And then bring the knee down through the chest, stepping the foot down, dropping your back knee. Rise up for kneeling lunge. We're going to take the right hand to the hip. I want you to extend the left arm forward. Lean forward. Find as much length in the spine as you can. And now we're going to move into a twist, taking that left elbow outside of the right knee, bringing the hands to prayer. Moving out of the twist, bringing the hands down. Start to send the hips back, half split, pull the toes back towards you. Begin to move forward. Turn the toes to the inside of the mat. We're going to move into Skandasana. And here in the beginning, we're going to keep our hands down on the mat and begin to go forward and back. Warming the hips. Nice stretch there for the inner thighs. Moving to the back of your mat, step back to downward facing dog. One leg dog, lifting the left leg up, extend, knee through chest, stepping the foot forward, back knee finds the mat, kneeling lunge. Sinking forward into the hips, low ribs pulling in. Bringing the left hand to the hip, extend forward. Bending, taking that elbow outside of the knee. Hands to prayer. Bringing the hands down to the mat, half split. Send the hips back, flex the foot. Coming forward, turning the left toes to the corner of the mat, lift into Skandasana, and begin to move forward and back. Coming back to the front of the mat, stepping back to downward facing dog. Choosing to stay or come forward into plank, lowering all the way to the mat with the elbows in. Lift into cobra pose. Exhale to downward facing dog. Begin to extend the right leg up. As you exhale, bring the foot down between the hands. Rise up this time for crescent lunge. Begin to extend forward with both arms this time. Lengthen the spine. Use the belly muscles to twist into twisting prayer. Keeping your eyes forward or turning them up towards the sky. Bringing the hands down, straightening that forward leg for pyramid pose with that back heel lifted. Begin to bend that forward knee and rise up for warrior two. Dropping the back heel to the mat. Begin to straighten your forward leg, moving into triangle pose as you lengthen forward. Coming down, don't worry about where the hand lands. I have a block close by. You can always place your hand on a block. Don't worry about reaching the floor. From here, just begin to bend your forward knee, coming into angle pose. Use your strength and rise back up, turning the toes to the corners. Bend both knees into sun pose. Beautiful, rise up, pivot to the back of your mat, step back to downward facing dog. Begin to extend the left leg up, bringing that foot down between the hands, crescent lunge. Begin to extend, lengthen forward. Moving into twisting prayer, elbow outside of the knee. Untwisting, bringing the hands down, straightening that forward leg, pyramid pose. Begin to bend and rise up for warrior two. Back heel down. Begin to straighten, moving into triangle pose, Trikonasana, aligning over that forward leg. You want to be sure that you keep the quads engaged on both legs, never locking the joint. Moving into angle pose, bending that left knee. Begin to lift up, turning the toes, moving into sun pose. Begin to lift up. You're going to have an option here. I'm going to heel toe in once or twice, hands to prayer, and this time drop into your yogi squat or malasana. So if this is too intense, you are welcome to just go right back and stay in sun pose. Continue to just work on dropping the hips down a little lower. Back nice and straight. Taking the hands to the mat, begin to widen the feet, heel toe, and then come into your standing straddle, toes and ankles in line. Allow the top of the head to reach for the floor. Begin to walk the hands back to the front of your mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Again, the option to stay right here or to flow through the half series, lowering down to the mat with the elbows in. Lifting the heart for cobra. Downward facing dog. Begin to turn your gaze forward and step to the top of your mat, feet to hands. Coming into ragdoll, begin to cradle the elbows into the palms. Choose to find stillness or to sway side to side. Release any tension from your neck. Taking the hands to the shins, gaze forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain pose. Bringing the hands to the heart center. Let's balance in eagle, softening both knees. Lift the right leg high on that thigh, wrapping it around. Right arm underneath left, lifting your elbows. Eagle. Release, reach up, high mountain. Hands to heart. Finding eagle on the other side. Left leg lifts up and over. Left arm underneath. Palms or back of the hands together, lift your elbows. Release, high mountain. Hands to heart center. Bend both knees deeply into chair pose. Utkatasana. Reach your arms up as your option. Begin to lift your heels for balancing chair. So you decide. I'm going to just start to lower you to the floor. If you need your hands, take them down. We're going to work our way to have a seat on the mat. Right into boat pose, so meet me there. Sitting up, hug the knees into the chest. Great job. So we're going to take it into double pigeon for our hip stretch. I'm going to turn and face you. So we're going to place the right leg on the bottom, foot is flexed, and you're going to align your shin with the front of the mat, and then stack ankles and knees and shins. So imagine a triangle when you look down. Your legs are the base of the triangle. Don't worry if your leg is all up here, it's fine. I just want you to feel a nice stretch in your hips. And if even this is too much, you can extend that bottom leg out. And for my super flexible people out there, if you have more space, you are welcome to lean forward and make the stretch more intense. We're going to come up and release, switch sides. Left leg on bottom, flex those feet. Align that shin with the front of the mat, and then begin to stack everything. That top leg on top, ankles, shins, and knees. This side. I'm not gonna lie, this pose is challenging for me. If I'm being honest, it's not my favorite, but sometimes I have found that the poses that we maybe aren't our favorite or we kind of avoid is typically what our body needs. So, you know, that might apply to you as well. Ooh, begin to lift up. And we're going to take it on down to our backs. Bring the knees to the chest. So we're going to do one more bridge pose. I think this should be, hopefully it'll be a lot deeper than the first time when we did at the beginning of class, more as the warm-up. So now that we're nice and warm, press the hips up into your bridge pose. Begin to walk the shoulders together and down, and some of you might be interlacing your hands as your option. Really press the hips up. Coming out of the pose. So we're going to extend the right leg up into a hamstring stretch. Gently guiding that leg into the stretch that works for you, feeling all down the back of the leg through the hamstrings. We're going to extend the left leg out and pull the right knee down into the chest and move into your spine twist. Keeping that right shoulder connected to the mat. Turn your gaze down that right arm. Coming onto your back, extending the left leg up. Bottom leg extends out, left knee to chest, moving into your spine twist. Coming back onto your back. Let's bring the bottoms of the feet together, dropping the knees for reclining butterfly. I invite you to close your eyes. Long, big breath in. Long breath out. Maybe bring your intention back to your mind. You are strong, you are capable, you are beautiful. Moving into our resting pose of Shavasana, extending the legs, arms to your sides with the palms up. Find stillness. Find that release in all of the muscles. Give yourself this moment of relaxation for both the body and, most importantly, the mind. I'll be back with you in just a moment. I invite you to take a nice big breath in as you begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Awakening the body gently. Then bending both knees and rolling to your side. Pausing here for just a moment, acknowledging gratitude for all the things you're thankful for today, but hopefully most important, your body. Thankful for what it does for us every single day. Then helping yourself up to have a seat on your mat. Thank you so much for joining me for class. Let's take a nice big breath in, bringing the hands to the heart. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Y'all have a blessed day, and thanks again for joining me for class. Hope to see you again soon.